Okay, I don't usually do videos like this. I mean, I love technology. In one of my jobs, I actually do technology, and I use technology a lot in my other job, and technology is everywhere. So I do actually love technology, obviously. And I really need to talk about this one because this is a great upgrade, and I really love it. I took my time with it because it was about a month or so since I got it, and I just wanted to be slow with it because I'm like, I really want to take this through its paces and see how it goes. And that is the 16 Pro Max. Wow, like what an amazing, yes, great cover. I know. Me and my love, sort of deal, because horror, and it's getting to Halloween, so yeah, best month ever. Duh. But yeah, the 16 Pro Max is absolutely amazing. First of all, the fact that there's a button that you can use to get to your. I mean, I know people say that there's this action button you can use, but I really love this touch sensitive one. The one where you can absolutely just do things like change it around, double tap and change it, do it for zoom and stuff. It is really helpful. Now, it was slow at the start, but I think once you got to 18.1, it got a lot faster and it's a lot more sensitive. You can half press to like focus and stuff, and it's really good. Now, I've got big hands, so this button is perfect. When I go to gigs and stuff, which you'll see after this one, I'll be uploading my Nile video. I was literally able to be like, oh, yep, get it out, do that, click the button, and within like 5 seconds, instead of 10 seconds, I had it out, and I could capture a lot more interesting things. It really helps, and the fact that you can use it to take the photos better and easier, at least for me, holding it like that, bam, ding, 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 double tap, once you get used to it, and this is the best part, it does feel like an ordinary camera in a way, in the best parts possible. It is really, really good. And as someone that does love like photography and stuff, I had so much fun with it. So much fun. I spent hours playing with it. I went out after work one day when I first got it, and I went out taking photos of like everything I could. I had so much fun. I was like, damn. And the fact that you can kind of edit it, like you can shoot raw and you can edit it on the phone itself, like it's amazing. It's the fact that you don't like the entire phone is a suite. This entire phone right here for photography and videography is a suite that you don't have to get anything else. You can just edit everything on here, color grade and all that, and it comes out really, really well. And I thought that's fantastic. And obviously, yeah, you can say all phones have been like that for a while, but I think the upgrade you get with the 48 megapixel cameras, at least most of them, and I have got some iffy bits about it. The fact that not all three cameras are 48 megapixels, I think the wide and the normal one is, but the zooming one, which I know I'm not going to use the technical words for it because I don't want to and I forget to. It does suck that they're not all at like 48 megapixels, and I feel like that's just because Apple being Apple, because if Apple gave you the perfect product every year, you're not going to upgrade, which is what I hate, because I'm like, you could have added 48 megapixels to each goddamn camera. You could have. You absolutely could have. But even without that, it's still a fantastic camera. Photos look great, and it just comes out really, really well. And I'm a big fan. I'm a big, big fan. Really loving the photography, videography you get, like the everything you get to be able to do, all the options and such. I absolutely adore, and I highly recommend it for that. If you're into that, if you're as a normal person, you may not like it. If you got smaller hands, you're not gonna like the button placement. I do. I think it's great, and I'm actually fine with more buttons. I think the camera button being its own thing, and how we can use it, if you get used to it, if you put the effort into it to use this button, you will absolutely adore it, and you will get used to it, and it will be a big part of your arsenal, and it's worth it if you put the time and effort into it. If you don't, I can understand people hating it, but I personally love it. And yeah, and then you've got the action one, that's cool. I like that. I use it for like Shazam, which I really like, that I can hold it, and if you've got music playing on your phone, it'll do that, and then obviously outside, it'll do that as well. I never really used Shazam on my old phone, my old 12 Pro Max, so yeah, I wasn't too sure on how that worked, and most of my 12 Pro Max, I have to swipe down, I have to click on it, wait like 5 seconds for it to work. Here, you just hold the button down within 2 seconds, 3 seconds max, you've got it working. So I love that. Big upgrade. The dynamic island as well, I love. I obviously came from a 12 Pro Max that I had for about 4 or 5 years. 4 years, sorry. Yeah, 4 years, 224. So I had that for 4 years. And the dynamic island is just so cool. I love it. I absolutely love it. I don't know why, but the way it moves and the animations, it feels really good. So as somebody who never had that for the last 4 years, I'm really loving it. USB-C is fantastic. About damn time. Honestly, Apple, about damn time. I know they do it with the 15, but since I'm coming from a 12 Pro to a 16, I'm going by that standards. This is why this upgrade was worthy for me. I mean, yeah, if you got a 15 Pro or a 14, probably even a 13, maybe, you probably didn't need to upgrade to the 16. But for me, that had a 12 Pro Max, absolutely. From cameras to speed to like always on display, which I did turn off because I don't really care about always on display. I've got my Apple Watch that I wear, so I use my Apple Watch for that. So I just turn that off and it saves battery power, even though it doesn't use much, but still, I thought it was easier that way. But from everything that you get, from dynamic island, USB-C, better cameras, better magnets on the back, faster charging, Qi 2 charging, which is great. Literally had it at 40%, and I had it, and now it's at 58%, 57, 58, and I had it on charging for like 15 minutes, which I think is fantastic, you know. Really good stuff, and that's another thing too. The battery of this beast is amazing. Now, again, I had a 12 Pro Max. I think I had like 2,300 or 3,000 milliamps battery life. This has like a whole 1,400, 1,500 more. It's amazing. I've literally gone entire days with it going still. Like, I would get up in the morning, I would have it off charge at like 7 in the morning, and I'd get home and be using it all day, and by the time I got home, it would be fine. It'd be at like, depending on the day and how much use I got out of it, I'd get down to like 70, between 80-70% battery, like legitimately. And that's just on normal. If I had it on power saving mode, which I've kind of learned to have it on your normal mode from like 7 to 1, and then from 1 to the end of the day ish, I have it on power saving mode, give or take. And I can change that around a bit, which I really like. It's something you can do on the iPhones. I really like how that works. And I always say, if you've got power saving mode, people say, oh, use power saving mode if you're about to die. No. I would say use power saving mode for like at least the last quarter to the last half of a day. It just works. And sometimes I'll use it for the entire day. And if I use it for the entire day, like from 100%, it'd go down to like 85, 84. I have turned it to like 9% charge, so it goes to 90%. Mainly because I want it to last as long. Because what I do is I buy the biggest, greatest model. This is like the terabyte model and stuff, which if you're going to be shooting and recording video, get the highest model, get the terabyte model. It will cost you an arm and a leg, but it'll be absolutely worth it. And what I do is I get the highest model and I make it last 3 to 4 years. So I'm doing my best to make sure that this lasts 3 to 4 years. And when it comes to battery life, which to me is the biggest thing about a phone. If you can give me good battery life and I can survive the entire day, then I'm happy, because the battery, like without battery life, you haven't got a phone in the first place. So you need that battery life. And the fact that this 16 Pro Max has the best battery life I've ever seen on an iPhone, I absolutely adore it. Absolutely adore it. Like, I'm loving it, man. And this is coming from a guy who, if he had his 12 Pro Max legitimately on, even in standby mode, it'd go down to like 40-30% in a day. And this, at the end of the day, has like 40-50% more for the most part. Like, it's phenomenal. And that's when that 12 Pro Max was on, I had it on power saving mode as well the entire day, and it still went down a good chunk. So the fact that this phone can do that, I find phenomenal in the best sense ever. And it's good because, in a way, when I upgrade in 4 to 5 years, hopefully the upgrade will be even bigger from what I've got now, or at least the battery will, and I imagine it will be. Now, granted, yeah, this is like the phone, this one has like what, 4,685, and you're like, Apple, you could have ran, like, my OCD brain's like, Apple, why didn't you add like the 15 megahertz or millihertz to make it like even 4,700 or 4,800 or whatever it was, or add the 315 and make it 5,000 milliamps, because you could have made this 5,000 milliamps. And even though you use your battery really well, Apple, you absolutely could have put 5,000 milliamps in here. Same with the fact you could have made all 3 cameras 48 megapixels. You absolutely could have. There's no bullshit there. You could have done that. But like I said, if these guys made the best phone every year, guess what? You wouldn't be buying while upgrading as more as you wanted to. So I get that. And with rumors saying that they're going to go like vapor chambering and stuff for the battery and cooling it down more, that's going to even produce even better, absolutely better battery life. And I'm really excited about that. Like, the future for what they can do, it excites me beyond belief. But We'll see, because a lot of people complained about this phone, but a lot of people complained about it, and I don't really understand why. Yeah, if you got the 15 Pro Max, you didn't need the upgrade, but never in your life did you ever need to upgrade a year after you got your last phone. Never. Unless you had the money, or you review stuff, or you just decided, or you broke your phone, and you decided you needed a new one. The newest, biggest, baddest one. That's the only times you ever need to upgrade. Like, this isn't like back in the day. Like, back in the day, yeah, if you went from the 3GS to like the 4 or 4S, which was a 2-year difference, yeah, you wanted to upgrade. But that's it. Like, every 2 years at least made sense. But nowadays, you don't need to. Like I said, most phones, 3 to 4 years is the best time to upgrade. Not 1, not 2, 3 to 4. And we, like I said, within reason. If you break it, or you've got the money, or you just want the next biggest, greatest thing, go for it. Depends. It's your money, your life. You spend it how you want. You do what you want to do. But I just think if you're gonna get a new phone every year, that's just a bit dumb. Even every 2 years, I'm a bit like, 3 to 4, I think is perfect. Anything over that, like, you're winning at life. You're 100% winning at life, and you're doing extremely well. And I totally respect that, 100%. But like, yeah, like, the overallness of this beast is that it is a fantastic machine, I think. And yeah, I get it. People had issues with it and problems with it. The fact that it's not the biggest, best upgrade didn't need to be. To me, this is a combination of, from the 12 Pro Max, or basically the 12 models to now, it's a combination of all those models mixed into one, and it's a solid. This is a solid phone. It is not a revolution. It didn't need to be. It is an extremely solid phone. A lot of people saying this is like up there with the 13 Pro Max, where at the time that wasn't a masterpiece. It wasn't a revolution of cinema, a revolution of cameras. But it was a solid phone. And then when we look back on this one, I think that's what it's going to be. 16 Pro Max is going to be looked at as a solid phone with a solid foundation that Apple is going to take and evolve, hopefully. Again, we don't know. We don't know if they're going to put the button back in. We don't know how they're going to do the cameras. We don't know if they're going to get rid of everything and rechange it or revitalize it. We don't know. But for me, as somebody who had a 12 Pro Max, this feels like the best combination of, from the, like I said, 12 Pro to now, a big mix and a big positive way of saying this is all our phones we've done in this last 4 years. We've mixed them all together, and this is the phone for you. This is the phone. This is all the positives of everything we have mixed into one. If you want to revitalize, if you want a revolution of our phones, that'll probably come next year, which is fine. And I could have waited kind of till next year. My other phone was really dying. There was no space left. Like I said, if you're going to use your phone to the fullest potential, especially an iPhone, get at least 512 gigabytes or more. 128, idiotic, no. It should be 256 as your standard, and then go higher. And honestly, Apple should go up to 2 terabytes or 1.5 terabytes, because, yeah, I'm very happy that I have a terabyte. But yeah, like, you definitely take a lot more photos, a lot more videos. And like, the fact you can do like 120 FPS, that's insane to me. That's amazing. No 8K. I don't think you really need 8K yet. We're not quite there. And Apple, they take their time. And that's the thing. They like to take their time. They'll give us 8K probably next year or the year after. That might be one of their biggest selling points, because they have to use that as a selling point. That's just the way of marketing. That's just the way of creating. Pull some stuff back so you've got something better next year. Rah, rah, rah. That's how it works. Whatever. We all know that. But yeah, I am very impressed. And I got the MagSafe one. My last one didn't. And I just love the fact. So I bought a new Qi 2 charger, which charges it really fast. And the fact that this just sticks on there so well, really awesome. Also, clear case, you can put a card in there. And I do. Obviously, this is just a standard Blue Eye. It's not a rarer one, because I don't want that to get ruined. I do take it out every now and then to change it up and stuff. And if I'm going to charge it all day, I will take it out, because I don't want it to get ruined that fast. But yeah. Definitely, if you have a clear case, you can put photos in there, photos of your loved one, family, your pet dog. Maybe a small one in the corner will be better, because it's not going to be over the charger. That's my only issue, that my card, even when it's in here, is going to be over the charger. So maybe I'll get like a smaller one or something. I don't know. But yeah, really love the phone, if you can't tell. And to me, who's the phone for? If you've got an iPhone 13 or under, look into it, okay? 14, 15, you don't need it. I don't think so. Even if you got a 13, Even a 13's a bit like, should you wait or not? And if you want to wait, if you've heard the rumors, you want to wait till next year, because I like there's rumors saying that they'll have vapor chambering, battery powered love of cooling it down. You know, if they do that, that's going to really help battery life in general and the entire phone in general. You got to wait it out. You got to come up with your own cons and positives as to why you want a new phone. I can't give you that. All I can say is if you've got a phone from the last year or two, iPhone, don't upgrade. If you've got a phone that broke and it's a different, like maybe a Samsung or an Oppo or whatever, and you want to get the next biggest thing of like iPhone you want to transfer over, get that. Me personally, I really hope that iPhone and Apple start doing a foldable. I would love to get a foldable iPhone. Even then, you got to wait a few years for the kinks, because whatever they do, because that's saying whatever Apple do next, and if they do a revitalization of the phone, they're going to have to wait, because again, since this is a combination of what came before it, they've had a really good time to really perfect it, right? When they go to the new one, they're not going to have it all perfected. Like when I first got my 12 Pro Max, it was the first iPhone to have 5G. That sucked the battery out, and I had to make sure I had to turn 5G off. Now 5G on this phone is a lot easier, and it's a lot better, and it doesn't suck as much power. It still sucks power, but not as much. Why? Because they had time to revitalize and evolve their structure, their technology, and really understand what they've got. So when you move to a new one, there could be more bugs than you think, which is actually one of the deciding factors why I bought this phone this year, then wait till next year, if next year is a massive change up, which it probably will be. So yeah, kind of keep that in mind, because newer things can take time to get better, and they're not always as good as you think. You like, for your brain, it's like, oh my god, it's the newest thing. Oh, I never thought of that. I need it. But in technology wise, it's like in a year or 2 years time, they're going to have that and just make it a lot better and a lot more sufficient. Energy survived, everything. It's going to be a lot better that way. But that's just the way I see it, like I said. But yeah, I'm going to keep rambling. I don't want to keep rambling, sorry. But yeah, really love the 12, the 16 Pro Max, and the 12 was really good at the time too. But like I said, if you want battery life and good cameras and just something that feels solid, this is a solid phone, get this. It is a lot of money, especially for the terabyte model. It was a lot of money. But if you're somebody that's going to have a phone for 3 to 4 years or more, worth it. Because then, remember, the longer you keep your phone, the better the upgrade will be when you finally get your new phone. Just keep that in mind, people. I know it's common sense, but there's not a lot of common sense in the world anymore. So keep that in mind. But yeah, really solid, really great. Absolutely adore it. And yeah, rock on, keep going, and Halloween it up, because baby, you need it, you know? Yeah, I know. Anyway, Aussie Viking out. You're amazing, you're awesome, and you are loved. I shall see you all in Valhalla.